great thing about this question is this is actual data collected from a class, and it's rather interesting because you can see what students thought of certain types of Coke and Sprite and flavoring. So we see right here there were 74 total samples. This tree has 3 splits, as we can denote here. Let's check it out. Split 1, split 2, and split 3. So once again, we can see the 74 people up here, and their average rating of all the sodas was a 6. And the right side of the tree goes to the high side, the left side goes to low side. Sometimes on trees you can see where, if you're sorting by, Greek affiliation, the Greeks might go to one side and the non-Greeks to another. Generally, the far side of tree always has the higher low characteristic, and the left side has the other, vice versa. So if you notice over here, the lowest ratings are down here, and that is raspberry Coke. The highest rating over here would be regular Sprite or peach Sprite. You have to watch out because we are in this group. This is no flavoring or peach flavoring. So apparently people really liked the peach Sprite or just the regular Sprite. It's interesting, it wasn't just peach made it better. But the raspberry wasn't nearly as high. And it's interesting, you can see almost everything. If we had subdivided the groups right here, the only other thing would split on would have been the peach, non-peach, and we would have had a few more splits. So once again, people's favorite drink was either Sprite, regular Sprite, or peach Sprite. Their least favorite drink was raspberry Coke, because there's the rating. We have standard deviation, all that good stuff. Going back up here, we can see that 11.8% of the variation in people's rating is explained by this tree. 11.8% of the variation in people's rating is explained by this tree. So a lot of the rating is explained down here. How many trials included Sprite? So let's look at Sprite. We'll write here. We have that there are 23 people who tried Sprite over here. And over here we have 13 people trying Sprite. Those are all the people who tried Sprite. And if you notice, these leaves do not overlap. These are the bottom leaves down here, and they do not overlap. As in, if we were to ask how many people, none of these leaves overlap actually, so I can't come up with a question to get you on that. But if you notice, these 13 and 23 come out of the total of 74. So we are definitely going to 2 different sides because you are following the path raspberry Sprite, regular Sprite, or peach Sprite. How many trials were created using Coke with raspberry flavoring? So how many trials with Coke with raspberry? This is a nice and easy one right here. Coke with raspberry is as simple as following the left side right here. We see raspberry Coke, and that was the least favorite, as we said. And then I believe we have the R squared. So R squared is blank percent of the variation in Y can be explained by the tree, and the tree is basically the type of soda someone had and the absence or presence of flavoring. So with this decision tree right here, really practicing up with decision trees is the best way to learn what's going on. You want to make sure you understand that each split explains more variation in Y. We are trying to explain the Y right here with multiple X variables. So you can put as many X's in as you want and the tree will select the best one. If you notice right here, this 28 and 46, they both add up to 74 right there. All these numbers down here, all put together, add up to 74. We're basically dividing a population each time. Imagine this as a big ball of data, and then it gets split into 2 balls, and they don't have to be the same size. The one on the right's bigger. And then we're dividing these balls into smaller ones. So this is actually a really nice and neat one to see, because down here on this level there's 4 groups, and right here there are just 2 groups. And you do that by splitting the data 3 times, as in split 1 right here, split 2, and split 3. And just imagine you have a ball of dough. If you split it once, you get 2 balls. You split one of those 2 balls, you get 3, and you split another one, you get 4. Every single split, you go from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4. 3 splits gives you 4 end results, 4 leaves. The leaves are the bottom ones right here. So lots of good practice with this. Go more in depth. Definitely look over this lecture. I feel like there's a lot here that you might need to know. Split history. Split history would show you the progression of R squared as it goes up, and leaf report would show you the individual counts on the leaves and everything. Good luck.